Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. So in today's video, as you can probably tell from the title, I'm going to be building my idea of like a grandma's house. So I know that everyone wants something to do with elders, and I am one of them people. I feel like elders in the game are just kind of there. I don't really play with elders. I don't think I've actually ever sat down and played with an elder in my family. Maybe if someone grows up I might do, but elders are kind of the Sims that we kind of just forget about, and they definitely need some more attention in the game. And so today I decided that I wanted to make a start to making me want to play with elders a little bit more. So I decided to build a grandma's kind of cottage kind of thing. And so I basically wanted a house that a little old lady could live in, and she enjoys gardening and cooking and like baking and stuff like that, and she could start her own little club and all that kind of stuff. And so this is kind of for my personal gameplay, so I can include elders a little bit more into my world, because I don't actually ever play with them at all. So with this I feel like I might be playing with them a little bit more now I've actually made a house for someone of that kind of age. I would actually love it if we could have like an elders focus pack in The Sims. So we have a kids kind of focus pack, we have kids room stuff, although there's not that much for children to do with that. It's still kind of aimed towards the children in the game, and we have like a toddler stuff pack. I would love an elder stuff pack or a game pack. I feel like we've got so much for young adults to do and all that, but I just want some, like, imagine if you could have elders go into little meetings and have like, I can't even think of any activities for older people, but some different kinds of clubs and activities that they can do which wouldn't seem a bit strange for an elder to be doing. Like, you can obviously do everything with an elder that you can do with a young adult, but I think it's a bit weird if you have a elder, I don't know, doing some of the stuff that we have in the game. I can't think of anything, my mind's gone blank, but I just want some more elder focused stuff. And I feel like with this house it's going to encourage me a lot more to make an elderly woman and sit down and play with her, and then it will encourage me to make more elders so she can have more older friends and all that kind of stuff. And I just really lack any elders in my game as it goes, and so I feel like with this house it's just the perfect little starting off point to introduce elders into my game. I will include some elders in my save file, as this house is for my save file, and I just want to try and include every single age that I can, and so that's why I decided to build this house today. So as you can see, this is built in Willow Creek. I built it on the lot which is called Rindle Rose, I believe. It's a little small pink cottage that you get with the base game world, and I just kind of wanted to switch it up, build something new. Obviously I'm rebuilding the whole entire world and all that kind of stuff, and so I wanted this house to kind of match the surroundings, which I actually did really well, which I wasn't actually focusing too much on just making it look like some other houses that I've done, but it somehow worked out really well. So it actually is opposite a house which I originally built for kind of like the starter neighborhood for Willow Creek, but I actually moved it into this lot. I can't think what it's called, but I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this video. But it's opposite that, and I wanted it to match in with the worlds. And I feel like with my save file, I'm trying to make everything suit in with its little area, so each part of the world has its own little neighborhoods. I'm trying to make it all fit in and not seem too bizarre that this random house, which is I don't know, like a craftsman kind of house, is right next to this suburban house. I'm trying to make it all fit in, and this cottage was literally perfect because it fits in so well with the house that is opposite, which I believe is a 2-bedroom house. Yeah, something like that. But like I said, I did build this house for an older woman, and so it is only a 1-bedroom house and a 1-bathroom house. It's actually quite a spacious house inside. You can definitely make it into a 2-bedroom house if you would like maybe a single mum to live here or something like that. It's definitely got room for that, but I decided just to make it just for this little old lady that I had in my head. I don't actually have like a name for her or anything, but I'm gonna actually go in this evening and kind of like make her and all that kind of stuff. I might make her now for my save file, which is something I haven't actually done yet. I haven't actually gone into the game and changed some of the townies and stuff like that, which I know I need to do. I'm definitely going to give a lot of them makeovers because some of their outfits are very questionable. I saw Little Sims' video of, I can't think of her name, but she's a townie that came with StrangerVille, and her outfits are just something else. So I'm definitely going to give all of the townies makeovers and stuff. I've got a load of ideas for different clubs and stuff for my save file. I'm not going to spoil anything because I want it to be a surprise when it does eventually come out, whenever that will be. But I've got loads of different clubs and stuff which I want to do for it, and one definitely being like an elders club where they can sew. They can't even sew in the game, but you know, like cook and garden and all that kind of stuff. Thinking about it now, actually, that could be something that could be included into a elder focus pack. So maybe some knitting or something. If we was able to have a knitting like animation or whatever, so your Sims can knit and then they can make scarves, they can make jumpers. I mean, I'm not really sure how that would actually work, because unlike previous Sims games, all the clothes that we have access to all of them, whereas in older Sims games, if you wanted a new outfit, you used to have to buy it. So I don't actually know how it would work because you have full access to everything. But maybe it could be like an unlockable item, so you have a knitting skill and you reach a certain level and then you can actually wear your clothes and they can only be accessed by this knitting skill or something like that. That is actually one of the ideas that I now have for a elder game pack, because I would love that, like a little knitting club, or I would absolutely love that. I would so buy that. But talking about the build a little bit, as you can kind of see, I've got the general structure of the house put in place. It's quite a simple concept of the house. It's literally just like a box with a little bit of a rectangle on the side, but I did obviously do the landscaping and the wallpaper and all that kind of stuff. And with the landscaping, I only kept in the front garden because I always do this. I feel like it's a bit too repetitive if I keep in the landscaping of both the front garden and the back garden when it's literally the same objects. But I use the little fence that we got with StrangerVille, and since we've had this fence, I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I love making little gardens, like little front gardens, and it's just so lovely. I absolutely love it, and it was perfect for this house because it's kind of like a cute little bungalow / cottage kind of thing, and I think it really fits in well, especially with like the kind of backstory I had for the sim that lives here. I think it just goes perfectly. But you can kind of see that I'm just finishing up the garden now. I did add a flower arranging table and a little clothesline. This house does have laundry, so if you don't play with it, you can just delete it, but I felt like it kind of fitted in with the garden with the kind of rustic theme, and I just think it goes really, really nicely all together. But I am now moving on and doing the kitchen. So I kept the kitchen, lounge and dining area all kind of into one. This house does also have like a little study area. It's got like a little desk and a little bookcase and stuff, so the little old lady that lives here can still read and play games and all that kind of stuff if she wants to. But I am starting off and doing the kitchen. So as you can tell, I've gone with the Parenthood counters for this house. This house is a very light kind of house. It's got a very light colour palette, which I really, really like. It's got a lot of pinks and beiges and creams, which I absolutely love, and I love that I was able to use the pink door in this house as well, which we got from StrangerVille. I feel like it just ties the whole room in together and it doesn't look out of place being there, because obviously it is quite a big door leading out to the back garden, but I feel like it fits in. As the front door is white and pink as well, it just kind of ties in and it's just so cute, this house. That's how I can term it, cute. But anyway, I am just cluttering up the kitchen. I feel like now I just go for shelves next to cabinets, because we have this thing where if you put a cabinet, like a wall cabinet, above the fridge, it kind of looks a bit strange, and I always just put shelves above the fridge, if that makes any sense, because it just fits in better than a cabinet. I always find myself doing it, and then I always struggle every single time to find new objects to kind of not make it look similar to previous times I've done it. But I did just clutter it up with some books and little photo frames. Maybe she's got a son or something and he was in a football team. I actually want some more photo frames in like a pack or something, like maybe a clutter pack, because I literally use the same photo frame all the time in every single one of my builds. That photo frame, I think, is unlocked with the athletic career. It literally is in every single one of my builds. I want some more photo frames or something. We have, I think, like 4 in total, and 2 of them are of fruits. I would like some more picture frames because I feel like it makes a house a home in a way. But I am just finishing up the kitchen, and I did actually switch up the wallpaper. I just wanted to separate it a little bit, and so I used the Parenthood tile, and now I am moving on and doing the lounge room. So I actually struggled with doing the lounge room because I wanted to use the sofas we got with cats and dogs, but the ones that I wanted to use, they had the higher back, so they were quite tall. and I didn't want to have two of them, like one of them have their back to the kitchen, because I felt like it looked a bit strange. And so I did try and put a seasons one in, which kind of matched the other sofa a little bit, but in the end I decided to actually just match them. So there is two of them two-seater sofas. I do really like them sofas. I use them in my normal builds, let alone a build which I'm building for an older person. I definitely feel like it matches the kind of aesthetic that this whole house has got, because obviously it's for a little old lady. And yeah, but as you can see, anyway, I'm just cluttering up the lounge room. I've been doing this a lot lately actually with my lamps. So I kind of am sick of putting a lamp in the middle of a table, because I kind of want to clutter it up a little bit. So now I find myself always move objecting, if you know what I mean, using the move object cheat basically, and raising a lamp up so it's off to the side. And I feel like it looks a lot better, because then you can add more stuff onto the little side table. So on that side table I just add some tissues. I think I add a photo frame of a pear or apple or something. Like I said, we need more photo frames just of like general Sims. That would be so cool. But this house doesn't actually have a dining table, so when I was doing this I kind of put in the kitchen and then I did the lounge, and then I was going to go back to kind of like the kitchen area and place in a little dining table. But I found when I tried to place one in, I didn't really like it, and so I decided to opt for some little bar stools, and they actually match the counters. They're in the green swatch that we got from Parenthood, and they just kind of tie in. So there isn't actually a dining room table in this house, so maybe if the grandkids come to visit, they can't really sit down at the table. But I kind of imagine as she's an older lady, she would maybe watch her TV program. I don't know what she watches, maybe Coronation Street or Emmerdale. If you're not from England, then you won't know what that is, but it's an English program that a lot of older people like to watch. Not saying you have to be old to watch it, because I actually quite enjoy it, but that's besides the point. I feel like she might watch her TV shows and stuff when she's sitting down and eating at the sofa with a pillow on her lap or something. But anyway, now moving on, I am doing like the little study area. So it's not actually like a little study area, but it's kind of like a little area to skill build and all that kind of stuff. So there is a bookcase here, and I did also just put a computer in. I wanted there still to be stuff for her to do in this build. So obviously with the computer, you can do a lot on the computer. You can play games, you can write books. Maybe she really enjoys writing books for a living, and maybe that's why she's got that little chest of book thing next to her, that little object that looks like it's got a load of books piled onto it. Maybe she likes writing books in her free time and all that kind of stuff. But I did actually add a cat food bowl thing, whatever you want to call it, in this house as well. I put the calendar in, and then I kind of had the thought that it would be perfect if she could have a little cat. So I did add a food bowl in and a little scratching post, but I did actually forget to add a litter box in. But I will go in and add a litter box in so the cat has somewhere to go to the toilet and stuff like that. I always tend to forget to put litter boxes in my builds. I don't know why. I just never think to do it when I'm doing bathrooms, but I will add one in. So when you download this house, it will have a little cat litter box thing, or if you don't want it, you can just delete it. Same goes with the laundry thing. You don't actually have to have it, but I just thought it would be nice and kind of realistic if she has a cat. But anyway, moving on, I am doing the bath. No, I'm not doing the bathroom, I'm doing the bedroom. So I am doing the bedroom. I moved on and did like a little peachy theme in this room. So she has the Seasons bed, which I don't think I've used in this swatch. I think I tried to use it in this swatch, but I didn't actually end up using it. So I decided that I'd give her like a kind of yellowy kind of room. I do actually add the cat object into this room as well, so the cat has somewhere to scratch and kind of lay down and sleep and do whatever the cat wants to do. I didn't actually add a cat bed into this build because I always find that cats don't, or just dogs in general, they never go to their beds. They always just go wherever they want. A lot of the time they sleep on the floor for me. So I didn't actually add one in, and I think they might be able to sleep on that object as well. I'm not completely sure though. But I am just finishing up her bedroom. I do add some little clutter items. I know I've already added that cat statue in like the hallway area as you come in through the front door, but I did it in a different swatch, so maybe you won't notice. Maybe she has multiple cats, you never know, she could be a cat lady. But I am now just finishing up the bedroom and as her bedroom was so big, I wanted to give her more stuff to do. So if she doesn't write books for a living, if she's not an author or whatever she does, she could just paint a lot in her retirement. Maybe she's a retired old lady and she likes to paint and write and garden and bake and all that kind of stuff. So I did add an easel into her room, and I also added the little laundry basket as well, because I realised I needed to place that somewhere, otherwise she would leave all of her clothes all over the floor. But I am just finishing up this room now, and I just add some picture frames right above the little cat scratching post thing. And now I'm actually going to go in and add some tumble dryers and clothes washers, what's it called, washing machines and tumble dryers, that's it. I was actually going to add the little outdoor one, I can't think what it's called, but where your Sims wash their washing outdoors in like the little scrubber dub thing, I don't know what it's called, but I was going to add that. But then I thought, as she's an elderly lady, she might have some back problems or something like that. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit too realistic with my builds, but I decided just to give her a washing machine and a tumble dryer instead. But as you can see, I'm now onto the bathroom, which is the last room in this house. I tried to keep it very older, if that makes any sense. So I used the older looking shower bath combination, and I actually used the vampire toilets, which I haven't used before, I don't think, because it's got the ball and chain, and I felt like that was more realistic and a little bit older than like the talking toilet, which would make no sense in this house. But yeah, I'm actually going to finish this video off here. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me build this little grandma's house, and as always, if you do like my content, then please subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in my next Sims 4 speed building video. Bye guys.